Hi everybody, I'm here with a tutorial for you from Foamies. I decided to make, first it was going to be like a little pin cushion, which I guess you still could use it for a pin cushion, but that's not what I'm going to use it for. It's just a decorative piece. So I'm just taking some very thin fabric, and I'm going to stamp this chickadee art foamy on it. I'm not sure who the designer is of the chickadee. I went online, but I couldn't find the designer's name. But the name of the art foamy is Chickadee. So here I'm just using some Jelly Arts paint. The orange is called Tiger Lily. The blue I used is called Freshwater. And the green that I'm now applying is called Kiwi. And I'm just applying the paint onto my art foamy with a paintbrush. Thought this way I could get the colors where I want them. And this one is called Mixed Berries. So here I go, hoping it turns out okay. I didn't give it a test run first. And it turned out great. It stamps very well on fabric. Now the thing is, I want a front and a back. So I need the bird in reverse. So I'm just applying the same paint colors in the same spots on the art foamy. And then I am going to stamp it onto acetate and then flip that and stamp it on the fabric so I get the reverse print. Only it didn't show up very bright. But at least I'm getting the outline of the bird, and now I'll just fill it in with some paint myself. So it still worked out, like the technique still works. It would have been nice if I didn't have to paint it in by hand. But not sure how I could have accomplished that. I didn't think too hard about it. I figured this works just fine. So I'm doubling up the fabric, and then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and just loosely sew around all the shapes, like the outline of the bird and its wing and just all the different colors. And I really like how this looks here, like the back of the sewing. I actually really like that. But it's not what I want, so I won't get to see it anymore. Now I wish I had left a bigger opening here. This opening, it was way too small. I managed to get it turned the right way, but it was a lot of work. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch the whole process of me trying to get this turned back the correct way. But just a note, if you do this, make sure you leave yourself a nice size opening, because it's not that hard to sew it up in the end. I'm just using a paintbrush to poke into the hard to get areas. And there it is, my little birdie. I'm just taking some batting and I'm gonna stuff the bird. I wanted it nice and plump, so I'm gonna use a lot of batting in this one. taking a needle and thread and I'm going to sew my cute little birdie clothes. If there's a name for this stitch, I don't know what it is, so I can't help you out there. And now my birdie is all done. I think he looks cute. So I'm just going to sit him on top of this spool. It's a wooden spool that I got at Michael's craft store. Probably came in a pack of 5 or 6. And I'm taking this thing. It's a Keurig cup from McDonald's coffee. So you can see I peeled off the label and it's like the filter part is in layers. I was able to peel off the label and take with it all the coffee grinds, and it's still left behind this thin layer of mesh like thing, like the filter the filter part. So I'm just going to stuff it and I'm going to spray it with Mr. Huey's brown, I can't remember what this stuff is called, ink spray or whatever. I've had it for so long, it is so old. So I just sprayed it to make everything brown, and I'm going to glue it to this just craft cardstock that I cut with a circle punch. Glue it to the bottom so the stuffing would stay inside, and it gave me a flat surface to glue onto the wooden spool. That's going to sit on top and it's going to act like my birdie's nest. And all the wood shavings that are there, I'm going to hot glue those on and around the Keurig cup so it makes it look more like a nest. And I'm deciding on some lace. I thought I would add that around the edge of the Keurig cup to hide the not so pretty brown plastic. Also just using the hot glue gun to hold my bird in place. Hopefully it lasts. If not, then if it ever comes off, I'll just add more hot glue and stick it down again. But I find hot glue pretty darn good. So now I am moving on to what's going to be kind of like the book part, I guess. I'm going to take these 3 pieces of canvas paper and I'm just going to do it mixed media style, just painting some colors on and adding some stamped images with art foamies, and then I'll add some words and stuff, and I'll wrap it around the spool, and it'll be like a little album. Okay, now like I just had come on the screen, don't freak out. Yeah, I'm cutting my art foamy. I know some of you may be screaming at me, but this art foamy set, it came with, let me see, I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings. And that's a lot, and the other ones are big, and I really, when I looked at this art foamy, I really liked the shapes that were in it, and I feel like I will use it a lot more having cut it up the way I did, because now I can just use it as these abstract pieces, and if I really want to use it as a building again, all I have to do is put it back together. But honestly, like I said, I have 3 other buildings, and I like things in odd numbers anyway, so I still have plenty to work with, and I really like them like this. So forgive me for cutting it up. Okay, so the art foamy I just cut up is called Midtown Mini Set, and it's by N Studio. Natalie, I'm not sure how her last name is pronounced, Kelback. Hope I said that right. And this chevron style art foamy is a set by Enid Kessler, and it's from the set called Foambinations Geometric Border. And this circle with the plus sign in the middle is from the same set as well. And this one is by Lisa Walton, and it's called Raindrops. Taking my crocodile, is that what it's called? Crocodile? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. And I'm punching some holes, and I use the 3/16 hole punch because the smaller one, my crochet hook wouldn't fit in through the hole. And I don't know how to, like, I don't know I don't know what it's called, what I am doing. I know I'm crocheting, but I don't know what the stitches or design or whatever you would call it. I don't know what it's called. It's just, I haven't crocheted in, oh my goodness, many years. I couldn't even tell you. And it's not like I knew how to crochet tons of things. I probably just knew how to do this one thing, and that was it. So if you need or want to know how to do this, let me know, and I will do a little video and have it at a better angle so you can see what it is I'm doing, and make it go slower and try to describe the best I can what it is I'm doing. So I cut out a lot of the video where I was doing the crochet bits. I figured if you saw it once, you didn't need to see it done all the rest of the times. Plus it wasn't a good angle, so you weren't really getting a good view of it anyway. It's really hard with getting a good video for this where it's vertical. It would have been better if I had a different angle with my camera, but sorry, this is how my camera is set up. So this is how I'm going to have it. It's going to just wrap around the spool, and then I'm going to do some sort of closure on the end. And here I'm just taking a pen and doodling around some of the stamped images. Nothing fancy, just a regular ink pen. And then I'll go in with some Posca pens and do some little markings. Just some random little X's and stuff. So again, the camera must have stopped recording. For the closure, I just I took some sari ribbon and I went in through the same holes that I crocheted into and attached fed a wooden bead through it as well. And then I just left the ribbon long enough that it would wrap around the spool and I could tie it. So here I'm just adding some eyelets to some random holes that I'm punching, and I'll do this throughout the whole strip. And I think that's going to be it, but I'm not sure, so I'll wait and see with you. And no, that is not it. I forgot I added on some rub-ons. These I have had for many, many years. And they're just quotes. And they were really hard to actually get on the canvas paper. I had to take, like the popsicle stick wouldn't work. I had to take my scissors and really rub them on, like scraping them. But they all went on and they don't feel like they're gonna come off at all. So this one says, do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail. The next one says, we're not there yet. Always do what you are afraid to do. And this one says, practice is the best of all instructors. And the last one, things do not change, we change. And that is it. So I attach it to the wooden spool using some double-sided sticky tape. And it is staying on there really well. Not having any problems with it wanting to come off. And like I said, I just roll the strip of canvas around the spool, and then when I get to the end, I just keep one piece of the sari ribbon to one side, and then I take the other end and wrap it around the opposite way, and then where they meet I tie. As simple as that. So thanks so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe you'll make one yourself. And if you do, and you share it on Instagram, please tag me so I can see it. I would love that. Thanks so much. Bye.